ungovernable. A local economist is throwing out suggestions on how Jamaica can increase its gross domestic product, GDP, utilizing technology. Dr. Andre Horton, who is the Shadow Minister on Technology and Innovation, believes, like Singapore and China, Jamaica can change its economic trajectory. Here's more from Daniela McLaughlin.
More Jamaicans are embracing technology and its ability to boost productivity. However, despite the Statistical Institute of Jamaica Statin reporting a record low 3.5% unemployment rate, Shadow Minister on Innovation and Technology, Dr. Andre Horton, says productivity level has not increased.
The unemployment rate is very low. However, if you scrutinize the numbers, you would realize that gross domestic product, which is GDP, the amount of people being employed on an annual basis, has increased, but the amount of goods that we're producing has remained the same. We need the people who are currently working to produce more that contributes to the increase in the extensive margin is technology. Countries like China, you look at countries like South Korea, whose GDP back in 1950s was $158 per person. Today, South Korea's GDP per capita is over $34,000 per person.
He explains Singapore is one technological leader that was able to increase its gross domestic product per capita, and he contends Jamaica is able to benefit from the same level of economic advancement.
Singapore, it tells a similar story, a country being dissected from their motherland, the Philippines, and they themselves had to make some really important choices to improve the lives of their people. Among those choices was one, they made a pledge to retain the youngest and the brightest, and not only to retain them, but to attract outsiders who are young and bright to contribute to the development of that country. Both of us have the same potential, and Jamaican people also has the ability that has been displayed by a lot of these Asian people.
Dr. Horton wants Jamaican youth to be empowered to participate in the development of the economy. Daniela McLaughlin, CVM News.
The results of the Grade 6 PEP examination were released at 11 this morning and will be available to parents at 1 o'clock. According to Minister of Education Dr. Dana Morris-Dixon, the students' performance this year has increased compared to last year's sitting.
So how did the children do? All right, so we're looking at mathematics, and this is very encouraging when you look at it. If we look at when they were in grade 4, the 2023 tests, a quarter of them, 25.5% of our children were seen as being at the developing stage. In grade 4, 25.5% of them were at the beginning stage, meaning they were very basic in maths. But if we look by grade 6 this year, only 3% of them were seen to be at the beginning level. But what it says is that the interventions, the work being done by the schools, is paying off. And we can see with a challenging cohort, we're seeing progress being made.
The government is commending the recent successes driving down major crimes in Jamaica, with the Information Minister, Senator Dr. Dana Morris-Dixon, highlighting the push for safety and security throughout the country. Nika Lois has more from that post-cabinet media briefing.
Major crimes are down again, and the government is underscoring its efforts in the endeavour from resources to legislative amendments for gun-related crimes and murders.
Murders are down 44.2%. So every week it gets better and better. Jamaica is becoming safer every single day. And when we look at the numbers since the start of the year up to June 14, and this is the data up to June 14, which is not that far, so a few days ago, murders are down by 44.2%. Shootings are down by 32.5%, and overall major crimes are down by 18.8%.
When compared to the same period for 2024, that translates to a whopping over 200 lives saved.
Fewer Jamaicans have lost their lives to senseless violence. That's 240 people here who would not have been here but for the work of the JCF and the work of the administration. And so, as always, I put that first because that is a very important news story, and us getting safer and safer is important for us to celebrate as a country.
Dr. Morris says the thrust to provide a safer country extended to other areas, including agriculture, long preyed upon by criminals.
The government's intensified fight against predial larceny with the launch of the Agricultural Protection Branch of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. And this new branch was officially launched on June 13. And the Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining, the Honourable Floyd Green, he welcomed the new branch, and he noted that this was a clear response to farmers' long-standing concerns about theft. So the APB, which is what we're calling it, will be structured around agricultural protection units spread across all of JCF's 5 area commands and covering 19 regions.
Angela Mel.
The Association of Caribbean Commissioners of Police and Commissioner of Police in Bermuda, Darren Simmons, has hailed Jamaica's significant 44% reduction in major crimes so far this year, describing it as a beacon for the region. Speaking at the JCF's Transformations 2.0 Expo last evening, Commissioner Simmons said Jamaica's aggressive use of technology and intelligence-driven policing has yielded results, particularly in the fight against gang-related crime.
We stand at a crossroads. We can let criminal networks define our future, or we can follow Jamaica's lead and transform our region into the safe, prosperous, just society that our ancestors dreamed of.
He added that other Caribbean nations can look to Jamaica as a model for modern crime fighting strategies, emphasizing the importance of digital transformation, data analysis, and cross-border collaboration.
Your police force has shown us a way forward. Commissioner Blake and his team haven't just talked about transformation, they're delivering it. While our region grapples with rising violence, Jamaica has forged a new path. The numbers don't just speak, they shout about what is possible. Jamaica just hasn't improved. You've transformed the definition of what well-led, sufficiently funded, and I'm going to come back to that, a Caribbean police force can achieve.
He says the success highlights the power of innovation and regional unity in tackling complex criminal networks. Commissioner Simmons also noted the beauty which can be had when there's mutual trust between community and the police.
Community confidence isn't just a nice to have. It's the very foundation of policing. When communities trust the police, they share information with the police. When they share information with the police, we, the police, solve more crimes. And when we solve more crimes, we build more trust. And that's the circle of community confidence that leads to successful policing.
O'Shane Masters, TVJ News.
The St. Andrews South Police recovered an illegal firearm during an early morning operation on Friday. About 3 a.m., officers on patrol along Waltham Park Road spotted 2 suspicious men near the Chinese cemetery. The men fled, leaving behind a brown leather bag. A search of the bag revealed the firearm and 2 magazines. The police are investigating. Justice Minister Delroy Chuck says that although significant progress has been made in improving Jamaica's justice system, major challenges remain. He says more work is needed to achieve full efficiency and fairness across the sector. Speaking at a recent function in St. James, Justice Minister Delroy Chuck admitted he has several regrets during his tenure, particularly regarding the system's persistent issues with efficiency and case backlogs. He acknowledged that he could have done more to address these long-standing problems. The Justice Minister noted that delays in the court system continue to frustrate both the public and legal professionals.
Notwithstanding a certain event coming up, I hope to be around for a little longer. Because there's a lot more to be done. One of my great regrets is that we haven't yet put in place a paperless system in the courts. Over 2 years ago, the Chief Justice and myself and a team went to Rwanda, and in Rwanda, they have a paperless system. When you go into court, no paper, only phones, iPads, and laptops.
However, he pointed to notable achievements made under his leadership. These include significant increases in judges' salaries who were previously among the lowest paid in the Caribbean.
But people don't want to see that. No man as the ministers get all the salaries. And they want to cost the ministers for the high salary. If you look at the salaries of everybody else, including the judges, it's much higher than MPs and ministers. Not many people know that, say, minister's salary. We didn't give ourselves the salary. It's a formula. You get $1 more than the permanent secretary, $1 per week more than the permanent secretary. That has been going on for 30-odd years.
He also praised the expansion of mobile justice units, which now offer first-class legal services to the disabled and underserved communities.
So you have heard me saying, not only at the end of the year, sometimes I have to be begging lawyers, we have money, send in your certificates, whether they're due to counsel at the police station or they go to court, which never used to happen. So we are making sure that no Jamaican can say they don't have access to justice and that they can't get a lawyer. Not only that, when you call AAA Justice, they will direct you to the legal aid counsel and you can get free legal advice.
Meanwhile, Mr. Chuck is calling on justices of the peace to work closely with citizens to ensure they obtain the national identification needs when it is implemented. He says their support will be crucial in building public trust and encouraging nationwide participation in the system.
I want you to think of yourself not only as some of the best citizens in this country, which you are, but you have to be as proactive as possible to work with one another, work with other stakeholders to make Jamaica that place which we want it to be. We cannot allow those who think and want to destroy Jamaica or think that Jamaica should not be a first world country to have all the space, all the talk, and in their own way to destroy Jamaica.
There is a call for the authorities to regularize quarry operators to prevent them from contaminating the Johnson River in the parish. Counsel for the White Horses Division in St. Thomas, Hubert Williams, says with the ongoing water challenges, residents have no other option but to use the river for domestic purposes.
Seafood have a river. And normally when the people can't get the water and not probably get all of them places, then now go to the river. Because of the mining, we are going on the hillside. The river is so muddy. The people of the seafood space can't access the river. The people of York can't access the river because of the big mining operation that is going on there. So what we're going to do, we leave the people and what to tell.
Mr. Williams is also blaming the water issues across the parish on the poor infrastructure.
It's broken. It needs to be fixed. So at least, because we not invest the money in like we're supposed to. Regulate the miners, them, no man, the river them clean so the people them can access the river, man. Nobody want to go to river in this day and time to wash them clothes. So when you see a man go in just can't no better. So when you take the river from him, we expect him to do. We have to get the river then clean up.
A truck loaded with sand crashed into a house shortly after midnight Thursday in Dockside Cave, Westmoreland. According to reports, the vehicle was heading from White House towards Savlamar when the incident happened. The driver was injured and taken to hospital. No other injuries were reported, but the house sustained significant damage. The owner of the house told TVJ News she was inside when the incident happened.
Right, so when I heard the commotion, I was frightened and I jumped out of my bed and I took the kids with me as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we were all sleeping and I tried to wake them up because I wasn't sure exactly what had happened. But all I know that something like hit the front of the house.
And about what time was that?
It was after 12.
Mm-hmm.
Suitable place to stay with our children as investigations continue. It's now time for a break. Stay